right, boys, we are back. So the past 2 days we ended up catching two more wins, and we are off to the greatest start that we have ever had in a month of trading. March has started off with a damn bang. As you guys take a look at the eval right now, we are sitting at 5801. Our maximum loss limit is also soon to follow up with that. We made around $147 today. And in the whole past week, we have been cooking with 550 on Monday, 380 on Tuesday, and 150 on Wednesday. Obviously, I try to stay away from like all of like how much was actually made and whatever. But at the same time, it is still all on the eval, so I don't really care. We still got to keep going forward. It's still pushing. We got 2.2 left until profit target, so obviously still a decent bit. But this is definitely the farthest I've ever been in my trading journey as of right now. So I am very excited to continue and to continue going forward. We're gonna go over all of the trades that we took today and yesterday. And then we're gonna go over the exact reasons of why every single thing kind of went down the way it did. So, first things first is going to the 1 minute here because all my trades are taken on the 1 minute. My first trade was actually this right here. It looks like a loss, but I actually ended up closing my whole position out right here. Unfortunately, price kind of started running towards my stop loss. Price came back into this point. I was in green. Luckily, I ended up closing positions off, making my stop loss go to break even. I made around $70 on this trade. I ended up taking this trade originally because price already came down. We already swept out original London lows, which was technically these lows. Then price decided to make a move higher. And we ended up having a fair value gap on the 2 minute, and that's exactly what I entered based off and equilibrium. Also, now I think another big thing that I was kind of doing today is I was more of looking for a trade in between. These are London. I think these are London highs. Yes, these are London highs. And then this is not previous day high, but this is weekly high. I was kind of expecting price to kind of target this weekly high, or at least these London highs. Obviously, we never ended up getting that. Today was honestly probably one of the worst days in price action we have had recently. It is what it is. It sucks, but we're just nothing to keep doing. And then we ended up taking this other trade here. I'm gonna go over basically almost the exact same entry. After inversing this, price then decided to make this move forwards. Price ended up inverting this based off price making this giant move forwards. I then wanted to see price ended up making a move down and filling this 2 minute fair value gap, which obviously we ended up doing. And then price ended up making a higher wick up, which I ended up taking, and that's where I exited my full position since we basically almost ran straight to stop loss right away. So obviously today could have very easily been two losses. It could have played out way differently than I expected it to. And obviously, it ended up going in my favor. So I'm going to be super grateful about today. But regardless, we're going to move forward into a better day of trading. I think today was honestly being. Let me turn these off. But I think honestly, today was one of the worst days that we've had in quite some time. So we're not going to be paying much attention to today's trading. Luckily, I ended up being green once again. Let's go into March 4th here. So this is the day after my birthday. And this day was also my rebill. So, I mean, we basically lost $50 right at the start of the day. It is what it is. So we took two trades. We ended up taking two wins, and then we took another loss. So this first trade I ended up taking was a loss. The reason I took this trade was due to this order block. Low-key forced this trade. Should have not took this. Ended up losing this trade. Price obviously wanted it to target this fair value gap, and I don't know why I wasn't patient and didn't wait for the short. I ended up taking a short once price ended up coming into the halfway point of this fair value gap, ended up catching the initial reaction down, and ended up making some money off that. And then, honestly, the most beautiful trade of the whole day yesterday was this trade after price was already making a higher. It made a, well, technically, well, this is a lower, well, at least from like moves, if you want to do, I mean, technically this is a higher high, but if you want to go lower high or lower low, or no, higher low, lower high here, and then the next thing kind of happens to the same move. We get another lower low, what can you expect? A lower high. Price ended up retracing into this fair value gap. I ended up taking that to the downside. Also, we ended up. I almost marked out this order block. Thank God I didn't, or else I would have missed that move. But I ended up taking this, catching it straight to the downside. Short little trade. Ended up being like 40 points once again. So yesterday was a really good day in trading. We ended up being up 380, and then Monday, obviously, I already made my video on Monday, but everything was pretty good. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep grinding. It's a whole process. There's no slowing down. The Dan Tactics train is moving. We are rolling, and we are not gonna stop. Hopefully, I could pass this funded account by the end of the month. That's really my big goal. Obviously, if I don't, it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing. But other than that, boys, I will see you. I actually kind of do want to go over two more things. Let's take a look at M2K today, because M2K, again, honestly kind of looked a lot better than the NASDAQ. And first things I want to talk about it is because look at this reaction. Look at this reaction we ended up having on the NASDAQ versus this reaction we had on M2K. Literally, check this out. Like, bro, what the hell? That is way better price action from NASDAQ to M2K. Obviously, bears were respected as we came in, fill this order block, price line continue higher, and then decided to make a bullish move up, which then obviously when price came into this, we didn't get much of a reaction, but still better than the NASDAQ. It is what it is, boys. So yeah, we're just going to keep grinding. We're going to keep going. There's no stopping the D train. ES looked pretty bad today as well. ES actually ended up giving this 1 minute fair value gap that the NASDAQ never did. So I do remember when I missed out on this, but it is what it is. Obviously, a lot of stuff wasn't getting respected today the way I wanted it to be, and bias was honestly incorrect. We should have been bearish, but it was a very, very choppy day. But yeah, boys, I'll see you on the next video, boys.